What's up, YouTube? It's Sydney Island, this island with a Y, not in names. Oh. What's up, YouTube? I'm not going to say who it is because you already know. By the way, I just realized that this wig kind of reminds me of, insert picture here, Corbin Blue from Jumpin' Disney movie. You remember that? You remember that movie with Kiki Palmer? Yeah, reminds me of that. But anyways, let me get to the video. Okay, so I just want to talk about anxiety. Because I have it. Like, I have it like a mother. And I've pretty much had it my whole life. And I just got through filming a video about Summer Walker and social anxiety. Summer Walker, the R&B singer. And you know how black people in the black community don't take social anxiety seriously. I did a video on that. But in this video, I'm going to talk about how to tell if you have generalized anxiety disorder and what to do about it. So I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. God, I'm sorry for the flickering. It does that on this phone. That's why I prefer to use my camera at night. So the camera will flicker a little bit. But just, if you love me, please, just, I want you to stay. I want you to stay. I want you to stay. My videos might get demonetized because I bust out into song. But anyways, I was diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder when I was 18. And the symptoms of this is that you are always nervous. You're nervous about everything. And you create the worst possible thing that can happen in your mind about every little thing that you do. Like, when I go to the supermarket, I think, what if a person walks in here with a gun and shoots me and my family? Like, I think of the most terrifying thing that could happen. Like, when I'm driving, I'm like, oh my gosh, accident, accident, accident. You know? Or like late at night, laying in my bed, and I'm like, what if a demon just attacked me in the middle of the night? You know, or like going to work and just thinking, oh my gosh, like, what if I just say the wrong thing to this customer? Like, oh my gosh, it would be the end of the world. And I know that it won't be the end of the world, but it doesn't change the fact that I have anxiety about it. That's generalized anxiety disorder. You may be very smart, and you know that you shouldn't worry about half the stuff that you worry about because you know is irrational, but you still can't stop yourself from worrying about it. That's how you know you have some type of anxiety disorder. You're always nervous everywhere that you go. Even in your house, you're nervous, okay? Like, you're home alone by yourself, or you're home with your family. You're just nervous. There's no particular reason. You're just nervous. Of course, we have triggers. Us GAD patients, we have triggers. For me, a trigger would just be judgment. Also, social anxiety can play into this too. Being around a large crowd of people gives you anxiety because you feel like everybody's staring at you. You feel like everybody's going to judge you. You feel like you're going to say something stupid. You feel like you're going to embarrass yourself. Like, I have a fear of embarrassment also. Generalized anxiety disorder is pretty much you being afraid of everything. Pretty much. You're afraid to exist. And sometimes you want to lock yourself in your room because you're afraid, you know, to be around people. You find that you just can't relax. And you always create the worst case scenario no matter where you go. And so you also may have panic attacks, which in these moments, sometimes you hyperventilate, you know, like, you know, you can't breathe, chest tightness, you sweat, like, you know, sweaty palms, sweating a lot, shaking, trembling. For me, my mind goes blank. Like, when I'm talking to somebody and I just get this burst of anxiety, my mind goes blank and I don't know what to say. And I just gotta stop talking because I'm scared that I'm gonna just babble. For me, I have you're very restless, and I have this chronic need to just like exercise and dance because I feel like I need to move my body around to shake off some of that anxiety, and dance and exercise really helps. Also, creating art really helps me a lot with my anxiety. Painting. I painted this picture back here. All of these, actually. You see these? Not that one, not this one right here. That's a photograph. But these two, yeah, I painted those. writing stories, writing poetry, journaling, just writing about your feelings, writing about the struggles of having anxiety, just writing it out. It kind of gets the thoughts out on paper and it's very therapeutic. Also, I would suggest going to therapy. I went to therapy. The first time I went to therapy was when I was 18, and it didn't really help me that much. I didn't like my therapist. We didn't vibe. But my second therapist when I was 21 was great. So don't give up. Just because you go to one therapist and you don't like them, don't mean that you can't find another therapist, okay? I gave up and I didn't go to therapy for like 2 or 3 years, and then I went again, and she was great. Like, she said stuff that really was eye-opening for me, and she made me realize how negative I was towards myself, and she made me realize, how anal I was about myself, and how I could just stand and relax when it came to just myself, and how to have more compassion for myself. You have to work with your therapist. You can't expect for your therapist to do all the work. You have to really be committed to therapy, and you have to really want to be better, and you really have to open up. Sometimes it's hard. It's not sometimes, most of the time, it's hard to open up about what you're going through in life, but a therapist is there to help. They're not going to tell anybody. It's confidential. Okay, so open up. The stuff that you find really, really, really difficult to open up about with your family and your friends, in therapy, that's a safe place to open up about those things, because you need to talk about this stuff. The stuff that is hidden, that you don't ever talk about, is festering, and it's causing panic attacks. It's causing you to stutter. It's causing you to have a blank mind. It's causing you to isolate yourself and lose friends. It's causing you to have relationship issues. It's causing you to have stomach problems, and it's causing you to have headaches and nausea and, stuff like that. And you need to go to therapy, because when you don't need to, I wouldn't say you need to, but I would say that it's advised to go to a good therapist. If you feel pressured in therapy, then that means that's probably not the therapist for you. Therapy is a relationship, just like a boyfriend, girlfriend, or mother and daughter, or whatever. It's a relationship, okay? And you have to vibe with your therapist, okay? You have to have some type of, like, your energies kind of have to match. So therapy is not always easy. You may not always jump into therapy and have a therapist that you vibe with, and y'all like, hey girl, what's up? How you doing? Girl, I'm good. What you eat for breakfast this morning? Like, it's not always gonna be like that. Like, the first time, sometimes therapy is kind of like feeling it out, and it's gonna take some time to get to a point where you're comfortable with this person too. So don't have like one therapy session and then you don't like the person and you never go back. Like, go a couple more times, and if you feel like you just can't get with it, try another therapist. But don't just give up, because therapy can be really, really healing. And I'm saying this because it has helped me tremendously. Like, I would leave her office feeling whole again. I would leave her office feeling hopeful about life and feeling that I had a special purpose on this planet. And that's what therapy is supposed to be. If it's not that, you're doing something wrong. You're at the wrong therapist's office, okay? So I had to talk about that, because people really do need to seek help, and they think that they're okay when really they could stand and have therapy. Okay, and I think that everybody needs a therapist. Going to therapy doesn't make you crazy. It doesn't make you weird. It just makes you human. Okay, we all need somebody to talk to that doesn't know us personally, because people that know us personally have this biased judgment of us, and they think that we're supposed to be a certain way at all times because that's the way we grew up being. But we're changing. That's the truth. We're changing as adults. Every day we're growing and we're changing, and we need to not deal with that that restriction that loved ones can create when they put you in a box and say that, oh, if you have that problem, that's not like you're faking and you're pretending. And I've dealt with stuff like that. Also, you need to get it out. You need to talk. You need to talk about what's going on. You can't just keep it stuffed up in your mind. You got to have some type of outlet. For me, I'm a very creative person, so creativity is my outlet. YouTube is my outlet. Painting, drawing, story writing, making music is like one of my biggest outlets. I love to sing. I love to write. So also dancing, exercise, meditation, reading. There's many ways that you can get this stuff out. If you're not an artistic person, I'm very, very artistic and creative, so I release my pain that way. But if you're not, I'm pretty sure what you would do to cope. If you're into, cars, fixing cars. But yeah, social anxiety, generalized anxiety, this stuff is actually serious. Some people commit suicide because they can't get comfortable within their bodies, and they can't get comfortable being on this planet. And I feel like that's a lot of the root of a lot of mental issues with a lot of young people, is that they haven't gotten comfortable being on this planet. They kind of just don't understand it. They don't understand society and why people can be so hateful and judgmental. I personally don't. I don't understand why people decide instead of being compassionate and empathetic, they choose to be judgmental and negative. I don't really understand that. It's not really, for me personally, if somebody's going through something, I usually try to be compassionate and be like, okay, you know, there's a reasoning behind why they're acting the way they're acting, instead of judging people right off the bat. I just wish that more people in the world was like me, because the world would be a better place. But unfortunately, there's only one Sydney Island. So unfortunate. So freaking unfortunate. I do stuff like this, you know. I'm into stuff like this. Okay? What does this say? Crystals, horoscopes, psychics, and spells. I'm into stuff like this. This helps a lot. Going into the spirit realm, the spirit world, helps, because it helps you to learn about the energies around you and how to cleanse yourself and how to get rid of negative vibes and how to spot if somebody has negative vibes on them. And it can keep your mental, like, it can keep you more, like, have more peace of mind. Okay, just learning that there's more to life than just physical world can be very relieving, because it makes you think, oh wow, so there's more to life than just 9-to-5 jobs and doctor's appointments and going grocery shopping and crappy relationship with your boyfriend. Like, there's more to life than that. Yes, honey, there is. There's a whole spiritual realm. There's crystals with healing energies. There's astrology. There's horoscopes, there's spells, there's herbs, honey. There's meditation where you can sit and be in like disappear into a whole nother realm where it's you, but it's a better you. It's a more unbothered you. So yeah, meditation helps a lot. Okay? So I thoroughly enjoyed filming this. I was feeling the vibes, y'all. Feeling the vibes, and I'm not editing this video. I refuse. I freaking refuse. I don't want to have to edit every single one of my videos. I want to feel confident in myself enough to know that my videos is great all the way through, and that I don't need to cut out any parts of me, because I'm great. Why cut me? Why edit me? Me is amazing, you know? So self-love journey. So like, comment, share, and subscribe to my second channel.